Little Miss Wise by Roger Hargreaves. Hello boys and girls, today we're going to read Little Miss Wise by Roger Hargreaves. Are you ready? Are you sitting down comfy? Okay, let's get started. Little Miss Wise by Roger Hargreaves. Little Miss Wise was as wise as an owl, possibly 2 owls. Look at her, look how wise she is. Being so wise and sensible meant that little Miss Wise brushed her teeth every day, made her bed every day, tidied her house every day, and did lots of other wise and sensible things. If you're wise and sensible as little Miss Wise, you'll know just what kinds of other things she did. Little Miss Wise liked to go for a walk every day. A walk that was neither too long nor too short. A walk that was wise and sensible, or sensible and wise if you prefer. On her walks, she often met other people who were not quite so wise, and sometimes people who were decidedly unwise. Last Monday, she met little Miss Naughty. Come and jump in the puddles," cried little Miss Naughty with a naughty gleam in her eye. But little Miss Wise, being wise, refused. She didn't want to get her feet wet. There's little Miss Naughty and little Miss Wise. On Tuesday, she met little Miss Greedy, who was carrying an enormous cake filled with cream and smothered with pink icing. "Would you like some of this?" asked little Miss Greedy. Little Miss Wise refused. She didn't want an upset stomach. On Wednesday, little Miss Wise refused to get into Mr. Busy's racing car. She didn't want to have an accident. That's wise. On Thursday, she refused to go to Mr. Messy's house. "If I go into his house, I will get dirty," she said to herself. But she didn't say anything to Mr. Messy. She didn't want to hurt his feelings. On Friday, she refused to play tennis with Mr. Silly. Now, I don't blame her because Mr. Silly's silly. And let's see. There's nothing silly about that, is there? He's got a racket that looks like a star and a ball that's square. He is so silly. By Saturday, little Miss was feeling unhappy. "If I keep saying no all of the time, I'll upset everyone, and I won't have any friends left," she said to herself. She thought long and hard about the problem, and being the wise and sensible person she is, she came up with an answer. "From now on, I will say yes to everything." I wonder if that's wise. On Sunday, while she was out on one of her wise and sensible walks, or sensible and wise walks, if you prefer, little Miss Wise met Mr. Mischief. He was carrying a parcel. "Please accept this small present," he said to her. Began little Miss Wise, but then she remembered her decision. "Yes, thank you," she cried. She took the parcel, and off skipped Mr. Mischief with a mischievous grin on his face. There he is. I wonder what's in the parcel. Little Miss Wise opened the parcel. "A tissue!" she sneezed, and then she sneezed again, and then she sneezed and sneezed and sneezed all day long. She used 199 handkerchiefs. Mr. Mischief's present had been sneezing powder. Today is Monday, and little Miss Wise has stopped sneezing. She is on one of her wise and sensible walks, or sensible and wise walks, if you prefer, and she has met Mr. Nonsense. "Would you like to take a ride in my aeroplane?" he asks. Little Miss Wise starts to say, but then she changes her mind and exclaims, "Oh, yes, please." You think she's being very unwise, don't you? You think that she would have learned her lesson by now, don't you? She's going in an aeroplane with Mr. Nonsense. Well, she's safe this time, because Mr. Nonsense's aeroplane doesn't have any wings, or an engine, or even wheels. It's just a doormat. Have you ever heard of such nonsense? That was Little Miss Wise by Roger Hargreaves.